Hello everyone, welcome to the Hindu newspaper analysis in 10 minutes by JTS Institute. Here are the must-read articles for today. The first is Security Issues on the Table as PM Meets Bhutan King. This is about the discussion on updates on India-Bhutan border and more importantly for us, the newly upcoming discussions on China-Bhutan boundary talks. So, how is this relevant for prelims and mains? It is not the meat that is important, but what is being discussed, especially the border issues. As you know, India and Bhutan has got a very friendly border, and because of that, we generally give updates on it on an yearly basis, unlike what we have with China and Pakistan. And this new push from Bhutan about India-China border not being a bilateral issue, instead to be made it a trilateral issue including Bhutan, has opened up certain avenues when it comes to UPSC as well. So, the security challenges questions based on active participation of Bhutan in border talks between India and China and Bhutan will definitely be of value to you. The same goes for the inclusion of Bhutan's stand in your answer too. So, read the article, follow it up in the future as well about what are the information that is coming out from the other representatives of Bhutan. The next article is World Bank lowers India's growth forecast to 6.3%. For the fiscal year that will end on 31st of March 2024, the World Bank has said that India's growth rate will slump by 0.7% and will therefore be 6.3%. It has also said that India fares better than the rest of the South Asian region, including healthier financial sector with stronger banks. But there are two concerns worrying the World Bank, and those two concerns are female labor participation rate and the informal sector being stagnant. And by being stagnant, it is specifically referring that the informal sector is neither growing nor slumping down, which is a question for them. Now, how is this going to be relevant for prelims? Though one need not expect a fully direct question on World Bank report, we can say that it will be part of a statement format question. So I mentioned the takeaway points in every article for that exact reason, because UPSC is having this habit of asking a lot of statement format questions. By statement format, I am referring to which of the following statements is correct or incorrect kind of questions. So take these takeaway points, and as it is easier to remember and you can use it in both prelims as well as the mains. Now, for mains, this falls under economics, and any question that you face relating to economic growth and economic health, you can actually use these takeaway points to be included in your answers. The third article is Doctors in Rajasthan call off protest against the health bill. You all must have read about the Right to Healthcare bill in Rajasthan, which facilitates that every resident of Rajasthan has the right to emergency treatment without any prepayment of requisite fees or charges to any health organization. The issue that has happened here is with regards to private healthcare institutions who are very apprehensive about the government intervention in their functioning through the enactment of this law. So, now government will actually enforce this right on its own resources, and thus Rajasthan has become the first state to have a right to health law. Now, how is this relevant for the prelims? Since this is the first time such a law has been passed, it is definitely a candidate for prelims. It is also highly likely to be a which statements are correct format question itself. So, the Right to Healthcare bill in Rajasthan is actually a must read. As far as mains is concerned, the challenges of this bill is a priority question, and it includes issues of medical access, need for growth in awareness among the public, and also the grassroots level implementation of effective enforcement of this law will be something that you can look into, because such kind of questions is what generally happens when such kind of a new bill or new laws are being passed by the government. The next article is New Economics for a New World. This is in the editorial section, and I am adding it to a must read because this will give you some better understanding of the changes and diversities in the study of economy that is needed for the country. Also, let me mention that this article is not about any direct questions. Instead, it will provide some brilliant writing points for you to learn and take note of. For the next article, it is In Controlled Digital Lending, the Issue of Public Interest. See, the moment one reads digital lending, the thought runs to finance apps offering quick loans. But no, we are not talking about financial lending here. Controlled digital lending or CDL is actually about information sharing, and more precisely it is about digital libraries that share books and articles and so on. Here we are talking about the Internet Archive, a non-profit organization in the United States of America, and they have a legal case going on that is being fought against 4 different publishing companies in US. Now, the judgment of this particular case will be vital because it has a potential to spread to other nations, including a possible future intervention by the Indian government on what its paths ahead ahead is when it comes to CDL or controlled digital lending. How is this relevant for us in terms of UPSC? As of now, I would say that this is still in the foundation stage, so just take a note of CDL and keep track of it. The moment there is a judgment, one can expect for a follow-up in various countries, and then it is possible for a tie-up with a right to education and right to information and so on, as CDL also directly affects the book publishing companies. So it is an economic question as well. The next article is a case for marriage equality. This is actually a continuation article. So we have known about the recent discussion on the matter of same-sex marriages, and I'm sure that you have read articles about the government's arguments and their positions and so on. Now, this article is actually about the other side of the coin, the side of marriage equality. And since the whole matter is relevant for mains, having an idea on both sides of the matter will actually give you a better command when it comes to writing answers. To the next article, it is India's Justice Report 2022. This report is actually based on 4 main pillars. They are police, judiciary, prisons, and legal aid. However, in terms of UPSC, the main takeaway points are 2. The first one is the revelation of Justice Report that there is high number of judge vacancies in both high courts and subordinate courts. The data shows that high courts which have a sanction strength of 1108 judges has actually only 778 judges that are functioning, whereas in subordinate courts they are functioning with just 19,288 judges while their sanction strength is 24,631 judges. Now you see what is the major reason for inefficiencies in the judicial system in our country, and what does it lead to? It leads to an increase in pending cases in most states. At High Court level itself, Uttar Pradesh has got a high average pendency of 11.34 years, and in fact in India the lowest pendency is in Tripura, which is for 1 year. This is relevant when talking about judicial reforms, inefficiency in the judicial system of India, and also when writing answers towards social reasons where people are not going to the courts many of the times. They are looking for out of court settlements. Why? Because there is going to be a delay when it comes to approaching the courts. And before we conclude, here are 6 more articles from today which you must read. These are continuation articles. The first one is Twitter's open source promise. Next is what were discussed at the UN Water Conference. Next, Lokpal closes 68% graft complaints against officers without action. Next, Finland joins NATO. And finally, invented names will not alter the reality of Arunachal, says India. And that's it for today. Thank you everyone. If you have found this concept useful, kindly like, share and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.